Hello, welcome back to Pasadena In Focus. I'm your host, Yosio Montes, from the Marketing and Communications Office with the City of Pasadena. Today, we'll be covering the Pasadena Convention Center, Pasadena Fire Department, and a new segment with Pasadena Humane. Stay tuned.
It's Pasadena In Focus. Tonight's guest, Sabripour, Nallely Procopio,
First on the show, we have Nallely Procopio with the Pasadena Fire Department. Welcome to the show, Nallely.
Thank you, Yosio. Thank you for having me.
Well, let's talk emergency management. What does the City of Pasadena do to plan for emergencies?
So we do various things. Internally with the city, we do emergency planning, and two of the plans that we'd like to highlight is one, the local hazard mitigation, which has been in public review for the last month. It's actually sitting with the state right now. I'm hoping that that goes through our approvals, and then the next stage will be getting federal approval as well, and then circling back to the city and looking at our EOP, which is our emergency operating plan, and it's basically the plan that dictates how our departments respond to a citywide emergency. We want to take the lessons that we learned and update the plan accordingly. And then lastly, which is my favorite part of the job, is really our community outreach. So we reach out to the residents and we teach them about preparedness in various forms through presentations and through our programming.
So Nallely, could you tell us a little bit more about the programs and the events that are happening?
Yeah, definitely. So I'd like to highlight two of our programs. First is our Community Emergency Response Team, also known as CERT. It is a nationally recognized program that teaches our residents how to be prepared. It's an intense program. It's 21 hours that they spend with us, which is a long time. And we actually are starting our first session on July 27th, and it'll go 3 days, one day for 3 weeks. And then our second session will start in September, on September 13th, and again, we'll go 1 day for 3 weeks, a total of 21 hours with us. And then what I like to really highlight is our Prepared Pasadena program. It's kind of my pride and joy. Really, throughout the city of Pasadena, we looked at the CERT program, and while CERT is an amazing program and I want everybody to go through CERT, I also recognize that it's not feasible for everybody in terms of like the time commitment. So what we did is we condensed CERT into 4 hours, and typically we do it on Saturdays. We teach people basic preparedness, basic first aid. Our firefighters come in and teach people how to drag and carry someone that might be unconscious. We teach them how to use a fire extinguisher with our fire prop. And then we also teach them about their utilities, how to recognize their water and gas meters and how to turn them off, as well as, how to safely turn off their electricity. So it's a really great program. And that's actually happening in August, on August 23rd, and it was organized by District 3 and 4, and is happening at Jefferson Training Center. And our residents can sign up on our website through the events calendar. And then September is National Preparedness Month, so we'll be doing a whole social media campaign as well as some visits around the neighborhoods, which will lead us into October, which is our International Shakeout. It's when we really dive in and talk about earthquake awareness, and we try to get everybody to be involved in a drill. And they can do this in their homes. Schools can do this and invite us to come watch them. And then during October, we also have our Fire Prevention Week. So that's basically our next bit of scheduling that we have going on.
So speaking of emergencies, can you tell us about what the EOC is?
Yes, absolutely. So the EOC is our Emergency Operations Center. It is our internal coordination hub for the city. It is how the city responds to emergencies, whether it's something like a special event or a major emergency like what we experienced in January.
And tell us about when a EOC gets activated. When does that happen? Does it depend on the size of the event? Tell us a little about that.
Yeah, so it definitely does depend on the size of the event. Typically, we don't activate, we just monitor situations. In the instance where we do need to have citywide coordination to meet the incident where it's at, we do activate the EOC. It helps us better coordinate as a city because we all have our different departments, we all have our part to play, and we need to be aware of who's doing what. And the EOC is vital in helping us stay organized as we're responding to an incident, and it helps with our city normal day-to-day structure to continue as well.
I also see that you brought some items here today with us to talk about emergencies and what you need to have in your go bag. I'm going to go ahead and pick this up. Can you talk to us about some of these items?
Yeah, so the items that we're holding right now are items that we actually give all of our CERT, so our emergency response team graduates. So you walk away with a basic start to your go bag, our helmet, our gloves, and our goggles to ensure that as we move around our home after a disaster, we're being safe from things falling on us. If we need to move things that might be splintered or glass, we're protecting our hands. Goggles in case there's debris in the air and you don't want that in your eyes. The other thing that I didn't bring, well, I technically brought it because I'm wearing it, are sturdy shoes. Making sure that those are accessible to you, just because a disaster can happen at any time and you don't want to be in your slippers or your bare feet long term. You want to have some sturdy shoes easily accessible wherever you are in your home.
That's really important.
That's something that I definitely recommend. The other stuff that I brought, I'll highlight really water first because it's the most important thing, right?
Yes.
You want to make sure you have water. I would say make sure you have actual water in your go bag, but then also have your water in a refillable water bottle, because then you can use this as a tool. If the incident lasts multiple days, you can continue to use your refillable water bottle.
Yes.
And then I see you holding up an item.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is?
I don't. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
So while I want you all to have emergency water, we know that that might not always be something that we have on hand. What you're holding is actually something called the Life Straw, and there's multiple brands that you can purchase. It helps you actually access water by avoiding contamination at the same time. So if you're consuming water from an alternate source rather than what we normally would have, or if you're concerned about the water quality, this helps. It's one of the items that I keep in my go bag, and it's something that I always recommend other people to have.
It's really great.
And then I'll move into our next item. That we kind of talked about things as you're moving around the house. The other thing that we learned during the recent incident was also there could be a lot of debris in the air for multiple days. So we all have our leftover masks from COVID, our N95s and whatnot, our cloth mask, whatever you have on hand really will go a long way. I recommend that being in your go bag. As well as a flashlight. We did experience a few outages, and that's always good to have. The only reminder I have is to make sure that your batteries are stored separately, because you don't want those to leak and compromise your flashlight. We talked a little bit about utilities, and this is one of the tools that are out there. There's various tools at any big box store. Most importantly, we want to make sure that you know how to turn off your gas, how to turn off your water. And again, we teach that during Prepared Pasadena, but we also teach it during CERT.
Nice.
And then lastly, I like to highlight our first aid. So we do learn basic first aid. You'll be able to use everything in this little kit. And we've seen these kits everywhere. You can find them at any store really near you. What I like to say about having first aid kits is really making sure that you tailor the first aid kit and your supplies to things that you actually know how to use. So there's no need to have your go bag be 50 pounds with stuff that you don't know how to use. Tailor it to your specific needs, to the needs of your family, and to your capability. And so that's one of the things that I really like to remind people as we're telling them to have a first aid kit. And that basically concludes our go bag. And again, this is a basic start, But if they want to learn more, they can always go to ready.gov, and there's a whole checklist on other items, and there's a whole checklist on some other like special needs, whether they're taking care of elder, or they have children, they have infants, or they have pets. They have all the checklists that you might need.
And I was gonna say, are the go bags more personalized to you too? So I know that we have some items here, but can you also add additional items that are personal to you?
Absolutely.
For example, a phone charger or a solar charger, you know how they have those now. Yeah. So can you personalize your go bag too?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I brought the basic things. My go bag is a lot more intense because of my job.
Yes.
But also I have pets, so I have their needs in there. And then the other thing, it's like something as basic as like I wear contacts, I have an extra pair of glasses. If someone takes medication every day, we want to make sure that they have that medication a couple of days, and they can talk to their medical professional about that. And then if they're not able to have extras of whatever medication that they're on, at least keep a copy of their prescription. It goes a really long way. Yes. In order to get those meds if they don't have them on their person after an evacuation.
Wow. Thank you so much for all that information. I'm pretty sure it'll be really helpful for everyone listening in today. Thank you for being here on the show and telling us about these great things happening and the plans that we have at the City of Pasadena. So thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you so much, Yosio, for having me.
Hi everyone, my name is Sari. I'm here at Pasadena Humane with Money here. You can see he's just this gorgeous little 2-year-old pit bull terrier. He's a beautiful blue color, and he's very much enjoying some hot dogs and some cheese at the moment. But Money came to us as a stray actually, and he's been with us under our care, just doing an incredible job learning his basic commands like sit, and he obviously loves to eat. He's very food motivated, but on top of that, he loves his pool time. He loves running around here in the play yard, and he really loves taking some epic naps. So Money here would thrive in a home where he can just enjoy a lot of affection, some activity, and some structure. Someone who can continue to just work on his basic commands and provide him a comfortable place to lay his head. And in return, he'll be just an incredible companion. As you can see, he's a just wonderful animal and someone who would be right by your side through thick and thin. And this is Coffee Bean. You can see she's a very affectionate 4-year-old red and white husky. We're so surprised she has not found her forever home yet. She's one of our staff and volunteer favorites here at the shelter. She's 4 years old, and this is as grown as she is going to get. She's also just one of the most well-behaved dogs that we have here, and she's still searching for her forever home. So if you have a fun and active lifestyle, you're looking for that buddy, that companion who can just be with you and enjoy those longer days by the couch, she's going to be the one for you. She is available for an adoption trial if you're interested in bringing her home, or also we're always looking for people who are willing to foster to adopt or foster our animals. So if you're interested in Miss Coffee Bean here and you want a little bit of excitement and pizzazz in your life, come on by Pasadena Humane at 361 South Raymond Avenue, or visit us online or via social media at pasadenahumane.org. With the warm summer months, we're actually hosting our Hot Dog and Cool Cat Summer Adoption Promotion, where animals like Money and Coffee Bean are actually having their adoption fees waived. So if you're interested in adopting a dog or cat over 6 months, that would be a $0 adoption fee. So come on by and check out all the animals that we have. I'm sure we have somebody here for you.
Next on the show, we have Naz Sabripour with the Pasadena Convention Center. Welcome to the show, Naz.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me here.
Well, let's dive right into it.
Let's go.
Can you tell us a little background of the Pasadena Convention Center and also some history?
Sure. I'll keep it somewhat brief. So in the early 1970s, the Pasadena Center expanded and was built around the Civic Auditorium. The expansion included the Conference Center building, an exhibition hall, and so in 1973, the doors opened to the Pasadena Center. Fast forward 25 years later, almost 30 years later, in the late 1990s, early 2000s, there were discussions about the possibility of another expansion. So in 2002, City Council supported the concept, and in 2005, City Council approved a final design for the expansion project, and in 2006, construction began. 3 years later, March 2009, the Convention Center opened its doors and held its first event in the new space, and that was the California Police Chiefs Association.
That's really cool. That's great. Tell us what type of events and programs are happening at the Pasadena Convention Center.
Absolutely. We got tons of events taking place. The Convention Center has 130,000 square feet of flexible event space, accommodating meetings of all sizes. So it has spacious exhibit halls, a 25,000 square foot ballroom, 22,000 square feet outdoor plaza, and a little over a dozen of breakout meeting rooms. So it gives clients and show promoters the ability to kind of create what they're looking for. So we have a variety of events taking place, from consumer shows, film TV productions, graduations, conferences, conventions, you name it, we got it.
So Nas, tell us about your role at the Pasadena Convention Center.
So as executive director of the Convention Center, oversee all the operational departments that assist and facilitate events that come through our doors. So in essence, I am bringing these groups together, communicating with one another so that we understand our clients' needs and we're able to deliver on those requests, the needs that they have. So the various departments are public safety, event managers, ushers, the setup crew, anything on the operational side that is needed to, again, facilitate and execute an event, that is under me.
And can you shout out some of those shows that are happening at the Convention Center?
There's a lot that take place. So on average, we have about 250, 300 events annually, bringing several hundred thousands of guests through the doors and into the city. To name a few is a little hard. However, I will mention some that are coming up where I think the general public could attend and would enjoy, and that's America's Got Talent. Season 20 lives right around the corner. It'll kick off August 19th in the beautiful, iconic Civic Auditorium.
That's so cool. Outside of the tourism and fun events that you have going on, what other roles does the Pasadena Convention Center play?
Yeah, great question. So I would say this Convention Center, it's a significant city asset, right? So it is a driver of economic development and growth. As I mentioned earlier, we have on average about 250, 300 events that take place at the facility, bringing in close to 350,000 attendees through the Convention Center, but in our city, right? So they have to stay somewhere, go somewhere. So they're staying in our local hotels. They're visiting the retail outlets, hopefully purchasing a few items as well, dining, eating out, visiting the restaurants. So they're definitely enjoying what the city has to offer. And that means they're spending money in the city, strengthening the local economy. In addition to that, it's a central hub of where people meet, right? So they're coming together, whether it's a conference they're attending, a public show that they're going to. So it's bringing people from across the region, state, national, even sometimes across the world to our city and showcasing this beautiful place that we have. So it's bringing more energy, vibrancy to the community. Lastly, I would say at times, convention centers such as ours do serve a greater cause in times of need and crises. I will say back in the pandemic, the convention center was set up, never activated, but it was set up as an alternate care facility. And of course, recently, earlier in the year, we became the emergency evacuation shelter as well.
Yes, that was really great. And I'm glad that the city was able to work with the Pasadena Convention Center to get all that set up, have somewhere where people can go and, have a place to stay during that very difficult time.
100%, absolutely. And that is, again, going back to what I was talking about the facility. It has the space, it has the infrastructure and accessibility. In addition to that, though, it is our strong relationships that we have with the city as well as our emergency response teams.
Is there anything else that you would like to add?
We're definitely in the center and in the heart of Pasadena. Again, we have a lot of shows that we offer. So if it's public, what I would say is please visit our website for a full listing of events that take place at our facility.
All right, so where can people go to find more information online?
So for more information about the events that take place at the Convention Center, all the events, and more information about the center itself, people can visit our website at pasadenacenter.com.
Well, thank you for being here with
My
us
pleasure.
today. I appreciate you being
Absolutely.
here and being on the talk show.
Thank you.
Welcome to Shop Local, where we'll be highlighting some of the amazing businesses you can find here in the city of Pasadena and the entrepreneurs who make them so special.
We are a family business and we opened in 2007 and we've been in Pasadena. We've moved a few times, so our current location is slightly new on Holly Street next to a bunch of other independents, so we're really happy to be here. But the store was conceived of long ago before we opened it in this iteration. My family and I, we've always worked together and we represent independent artists that are inspired by nature, natural history, design, but we have over 100 people that we represent and bring to Pasadena from all over the world. I love nature, and I think being in Pasadena is so fun because we're surrounded by so many brainiacs. So we've got Caltech and JPL, and knowing that there are people who will be appreciative of things that are coming from the natural world. I like to represent artists who are using organic materials, so anywhere from a fine jewelry designer working in gold and silver, to a ceramicist from Italy, all the way to taxidermy, with the intent being that they're reusing and recycling organic materials. And I just think the world's a better place when there's art in it. I love Pasadena. I think Pasadena is one of the most special places on the planet, and every day I feel lucky to be part of the community that we have here. I just think the people of Pasadena are really authentic, and they love history, and they're really thoughtful about the way that they spend their money. I think the people here really understand that if they want their community to thrive, that they have to support it, and I really feel lucky to be here because of that. Some of my favorite items in the store are maybe more of the unique pieces. So right now, I have a set of taxidermied beavers that I think are just so adorable. Some of my favorite things are jewelry. I love jewelry. I have a lot of local artists, lots of artists that are based in Los Angeles, and I think that's really fun because I get to have openings for them, and they come and they give lectures and talk about what they're doing. And we just started a little event space where people are gonna come and talk about their craft, their process. I think it's important to have unique stores around you, or stores that are run by families or independently, because it's what makes a community special. And traveling to a community that has something you can't find anywhere else, I think that's what makes traveling exciting. I think in the store you can find the beginning of a story, or something to connect on, or to connect with a stranger about. If you're coming to Pasadena, make sure to stop by and see some truly unique art, and take a stroll on Holly Street between Raymond and Fair Oaks, and visit all the other independent shops that Old Pasadena has to offer.
Thank you for joining us for Pasadena In Focus. We'll catch you next time.